But before we begin anything, maybe scan all of you. You have great hearts. All right, let's walk up to the creator of all that is. Everybody close your eyes to take a deep breath in. Be any color, but take it up to the sky, the universe, this series of white lights, dark lights, and golden light, all the way up through that jelly-like substance and into that tingly white light. There we go. Hopefully you can hear it. Did you at least hear it? Did y'all walk yourself up if you didn't hear the rest of it? Oh, good.
We lost you. We lost you for a minute.
Well, good thing that we can hear it now. Perfect. I think this is a great thing to talk about, from autopilot to intuition. Did you want to start, hon?
Sure. So, it's always so fun when you start talking about intuition and connecting to yourself. The what we've learned through this whole process and all these years is we are programmed to not really listen to ourselves, and a big part of theta healing is understanding what your intuition's picking up. Everybody scans each other all the time, and we're always like scanning our entire environment, and then you get like these feelings or thoughts about how you fit or what's going on, and we try to put them out into pressure, and we know there's all these different layers of those thoughts. There's reasons for it, and what ends up happening is, if you didn't know already, what you're looking at right now is a combination of 15 seconds. Okay, it's not exactly what's in front of you. Your cells are combining a whole bunch of information, and now science has figured out that it's actually 15 seconds of things combined that give you what you see. So we were already kind of into this topic and we talk about it a lot, but we are viewing the world through a lens that we kind of collaborate and create in what we see. And we show you guys in the very beginning of Algorithm of You, we try to take a picture with pieces of information and have you guys guess what it is and what you're feeling. And the reason we do that is because that's what your body does all the time. It's taking information and putting in what it's feeling. And there's intuition about what it is going to be that comes from all the information of your cells. And then there's intuition about your true purpose. And in theta healing, the goal is to help you grow and understand how to connect to unconditional love and know that purpose and know yourself in every moment without all those other pressures, to really see it from love.
I mean, like Josh said, we know this because our body it basically knows the truth long before our mind can ever explain it. It's like this inner knowing that basically is like that quiet tug, or like that full body yes, or maybe that subtle like thing that says, I don't know, not this. Basically, it's that little tension that you have in you. But some of us kind of bury it. I think I think that's why we're talking about this, is because we do that. We have these habits, these fears, these worries, these urgencies, whether it's for efficiency or whether it's for being right or likable or whatever it is. It's kind of like to reclaim that inner signal, though. You just have to look at the programming that's going on underneath it. Right?
That absolutely. We oftentimes we get our intuition and then we wonder how it fits, because when we follow it, we are connecting to the world around us, and the world around us has an opinion and they have their own set of pressures about how we fit. And that kind of comes up very early when we're young, and the pressures around us, like what do we have to do to fit into our environment. And our intuition, the signal that we feel, we start to create separation instead of cohesion. Is when we
Mm-hmm.
feel something and it doesn't work out, we go, that must have been wrong. And really, we, if we're doing it right, and what we're working on with algorithm to help people understand it, is knowing that it wasn't wrong, it was just a different lens. And what our goal is, what we're built for, is to connect different lenses together. That's what communication is all about. Communication is about connecting from your point of view to another point of view. It's not about just expressing what another point of view needs to hear. It was all designed because we're actually herd animals. And it's funny, all animals communicate. Like we worked with the horses all the time. We still watch them out in the field, and they communicate very, very quickly, very, very seriously at times. When they get serious, everybody pays attention. but they don't say a word. It's not like a loud neigh or anything else. The neigh comes when they know you don't understand their language. Okay, when they know that you're not paying attention like the rest of the herd is, then they get vocal, and then they try to warn you, or they try to get another herd's attention. Like they inside their little group, they'll like move their ear, and everybody will notice how they're moving their ear because they move together, right? All these things are set up inside of us too. Communication is a bridge that lets us expand our sort of herd, our sort of connections to the world around us. And we're ultimately growing to a place where when we use it and speak ourselves and move, we know what we're creating and how we're creating it. But we're on that kind of journey of discovery to what have we been creating in our life and what are we going to do. So everybody's had moments of intuition where you trusted in it and everything goes crazy and you're like, what in the world just happened? This can't be what the intuition was, right?
But if you learn to trust what you feel, then way before the world talks you out of it, and you tune back in and you stop living on that default and you start living by design. Not every, I mean, really, like Josh said, not every gut feeling it has to be like, whoa, what happened? But there's like this dynamic that lets you know things, because everything isn't always intuition. Sometimes we have those trauma echoes, those things that go on within us. But how can you tell the difference? How can you tell the difference between fear, habit, and intuition? If you, let's say, fear says things like, don't do this, remember what happened last time, or habit says, this is something that's familiar, let's do this again, and then you have your intuition that's like, this is familiar, but it may be, it feels right, so let's do it. Or unfamiliar, it doesn't have to always be familiar, but it's not magic. It's a skill. It's like a muscle that we are constantly using. We say this all the time. As long as we're using that muscle, it's and we're listening to it, it speaks louder. We can hear it better. There's this really cool meme. It's one of my favorites, and I love memes. They're just the best. And it has this quote on it, and it says, "If you ever feel a fleeting moment with a tiny voice in your head, and that tiny voice tells you, 'I deserve better,' listen to her. That's your real love telling you. And if you betray her long enough, you lose her. The more you override your intuition, the more that it hides. But the more, when you learn to trust it, it just, you feel it. You don't have to explain it. You just know it. It just is. It's it's where that peace lies. It's just a knowing. It's an understanding. It's that trust. And yeah, go ahead. I don't want to talk about everything.
Well, um, when you know those things, then comes the next step, right? Which is connecting around you. And there's some really cool things that have been accomplished in our world and some great things. But I think one of the best things that I have to describe following into your intuition is two quotes, right? The first quote is, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again. And we hear that on a group conscious level, and we think anytime that I try to do something, I'm trying to do the same thing over and over again. And it makes us think that we're not right because it makes us feel like pressure wise we're doing something wrong. Now, I tell you that quote to tell you this one. Somebody walked up to the person who invented the light bulb and asked them what it felt like to fail making the light bulb 900 plus times. And he said, I didn't fail. I learned 900 ways not to make a light bulb. So, what the difference is our mindset. One is we take something and we put all the pressure onto ourselves, and then we try to do the exact same thing in the exact same way. Our intuition is born to help us connect to different things around us. It doesn't mean we avoid doing things again or we avoid something if it caused pain, like Raina mentioned. I'll tell you guys a giant secret. We go through lots of pain in our family because we jump to the next moment and do other things. We try things that we've never done before on a regular basis. Raina and I will try new things again today, 50 probably, that we didn't try a couple days ago because of our intuition. And there's going to be some moments that are frustrating because we want to keep moving forward. We enjoy moving forward, and we enjoy moving forward at lightning speed. We want doors open, and then we want more doors open, and we want more connection, and we crave it. It's become this thing that we crave inside of ourselves, like this knowledge. And when we hit a roadblock, we hit some roadblocks, man. We do belief work and we dive into it, and there's emotion all over our house sometimes. Good emotion. We have frustrations that we express to each other. We connect. When you're aligning with yourself, you're learning how to align with the environment around you. Sometimes it's going to feel like it's not easy. That feeling of it not being easy is your cells deciding in that lens of 15 seconds how to approach the situation.
But
I mean,
that's
think
the
about
point, the 15 seconds. At least
it.
you can pause and take that moment and reflect. Is this how I want to respond to this moment? Rather than just
Exactly.
reacting with "Wah!" and going all off. You have to kind of look inside and be like, this is, is this the real me that's coming out, or is this my triggers that are being reacted? There's a difference. So,
Yeah.
trust in your intuition and recognizing the triggers that are going on and that habit that you're constantly going with. Totally two different things.
Agreed. Agreed. Because when you get that intuition, the biggest thing I've ever seen people have with intuition is I shouldn't say it. They see it in class from basic all the way through. Like you pick it up, you're like, I'm not going to say that. And the reason that they don't want to say it is because it isn't that they're more afraid that they're wrong. I mean, there's some of that, but mostly they don't know how to say it in a way that's not going to cause a problem.
Or be inconvenient for somebody.
Yep, or cause an inconvenience in a person because they don't know how to communicate in their world what they need to hear to take it without feeling a certain pressure. And that's also their intuition picking it up, right? You pick up on something that's going on and says, "Hey, you're not doing the best things in your life. You need to fix these." And you could be telling somebody who's lived for 30 something years that they've been doing everything wrong in their ears just by a sentence being received a certain way, and you can feel that. It's not that your intuition is wrong, it's that you can feel that what you're about to say might not be received the best way because you haven't figured out how to cross that lens into what they are seeing and what they are doing. And that's why theta healing and even algorithm are set up the way that they are, right? Self-discovery first, practitioner class first, how to understand yourself. And then as you move forward, how to connect it into what you're doing around you. We always hear people manifest and say things like, "Ooh, I want to be powerful. Ooh, I want to be in a moment. Ooh, I want this opportunity to be seen." And then they walk right past a million moments that they're creating. And all that has to do with that intuition that Rain has been talking about in the ways that she said it is they're not letting themselves out. And by the time that they do or finish processing their own intuition and how to be in the moment, that moment's gone. So they're chasing the moment behind them. They're chasing what they missed. They're chasing what to do. And we become programmed to be reactionary instead of creative forces that we are. Every once in a while we get some good conversations going. The sun looks nice in the living room.
It's definitely warm. I've tried to move over to the farthest part of the counter. It's still here. It's not working.
Doesn't always yeah. See the sun's coming in. It knows what it's doing. And Raina's body's doing her best to anticipate it, but she's reacting perfectly.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
here.
pretty. It's beautiful. Just thank you. It just is very hard to stay out of the heat. It's very
Well,
hot.
for us inside of our lives, like we want to expand that. We want to make all these intuitions, like what you see Raina handling the situation, and she moves the camera and she sets it up. She's been ready. She knows the sun is coming in, and yet it's her feeling of where the sun is that lets her respond to the moment. She'll move forward or backward based off of
Mhm.
sight, but her intuition actually makes it so you can move faster. So when we say muscle memory, this is what's fun. We talk about things like muscle memory and just knowing how to do something before it's done. There's a
Or autopilot.
phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal article came out a couple years ago. I found it on I found it on one of the news sites in the United States, and we can share it later. But what it talked about was how superstar athletes have intuition, like they do things before they happen. They have naturally built an environmental understanding that those 15 seconds are moving faster than what would be considered normal. They're reacting before it happens, and we know that you're reacting before it happens too. But they've learned to unlock in that one avenue the ability to create instead of wait.
That also means they know themselves. They've recognized who they want to become, the emotions they want to work with, how they want to problem solve, how they want to work with the people that are around them. They know who they are. And that makes a big difference because when you're going on that autopilot and or you're moving on that muscle memory, it's just automatic. There's no thinking. You just go, you just do. And that's the point. The point is if you've already trained yourself, muscle memory, then it just happens. It makes it so that you're already deciding this is what it is going to be in the way that's best for me and everybody that's around me to all work together in sync. And that's where that intuition also comes in to recognize this may not work. I might need to pivot. Oh, this, so that you can see, yep, that's coming. We can all look forward. We can all know the future. We can all look and see, do I need to pivot in this moment? And that's the difference is that we have that intuition. And if we trust it, just like Josh said, with that, whatever it is, like a hug, you have that feeling, you walk in the store and you're like, oh my gosh, am I really supposed to hug this person right now? And you're like second guessing yourself. You're like, I don't know if I should really. Okay, hi, you look like you could use a hug. I've done that so many times. You're like, how did you know? I lost my dog. And they're like crying. You give them a big hug and you're like, okay, well, that was perfect. And they're like, you just made my whole life. And then they pass it on. I remember there's this lady in Hawaii. I go take care of the turtles. Well, no, I don't myself, but we watch the turtles come up on the beach. And there's this lady, and she has a lot of arthritis. And so I gave her a red light and I said, here, this really works for me. It's one of my favorite things to work, for any sort of pain, whatever. I love it. It's great. It works really good. After I go to the chiropractor, awesome. She said, really? I've never tried it, never even thought about it. She's like, maybe in her 80s. So she texted me yesterday and she said, I just wanted to let you know that this was amazing. And I've been telling all of my friends. You never know what's going to make a difference in just that one moment. I mean, I just trusted my intuition. I didn't have to give her the red light and be like, here. But I just thought, this is it. This is my moment. It's okay. I can give it to her, trusted my intuition and went, here you go. Without thinking, oh no, what's going to be the reverberation of what's going to happen later? Is something bad going to happen? I just went, okay, yeah, great. Why not? It's okay. I can trust the universe. I can trust my intuition. It's perfect. And it did. And she just was so happy. And she just said, when are you going to come back so we can do the turtles? There was 50 on the beach today. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So she was pretty excited. But trusting that feeling, that knowing, you all know, you all have it. It was amazing. Wish I could read that. There we go.
Yeah, we we do have a fear of trusting other people. And here's the
Here.
thing, this is where ego kind of gets into the situation. Is our world, we're herd animals that are driven by how we look into the rest of the herds. And so instead of knowing and finding our place, if you go back before what we started to expand civilizations to the way that we have, this native culture, what they had was everybody who comes into the village had a place, and they were going to learn that place. And it wasn't like we're going to give you that place. The really successful ones, what they learned to do was they learned that everybody had a reason to be there. And once that they communicated that reason and what worked, what they were good at, and showed appreciation and how they could fit together, they thrived. And the ones that thrived the most were the ones that knew how to encourage that. On a group conscious level, that changed. And we
Mhm.
started to be driven by this concept of how we're being seen or what we're saying. The world knows about intuition, okay? The world knows about movement. The world knows about how to do different things. And some very intelligent people figured out how to move people with pressure. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 3 days. We start to move each other. Okay, you've done it in your relationships, you've done it with your friends and family. You don't even mean to, because it's so ingrained inside of who we are that we want to move a situation to a specific outcome because we feel like it's possible or we feel like it exists there. And when we do that, we eliminate everybody else's possibility right now. That's the group conscious programming of fear. And what you're afraid is when you step out there, somebody's going to come up and eliminate what you just said and not let you feel your own value. And one of the things that is important as a coach or a person in general, if you want to be a leader, is to let people know their value in every single moment and know that they belong. Like if you make a statement, Brianna's statement with the turtles when she gave her the red light, she wasn't going, now make sure I get credit for giving you this red light forever. And let it be known that I'm the one who said the red light is the best because that's the currency of our world, right? The currency of our world. You look at it, it isn't money. What is the currency of our world? It's being communicated how much you've accomplished. That is the current currency that
And
dominates
energy,
everything.
energy and love.
That's the currency. The currency of energy and love will is the best one to possibly have where you know you belong. But to do that, when you show up to the situation, you got to know yourself well enough to put it out there, know you did your best, and let it fall, right? You got to be like, okay, well, I did everything I could. I love you as a person. I'm here to help guide it through. But at the same time, I have to move forward. You have to move forward. We're not staying in moments. We're not trapping each other. We're not getting caught up in this lower vibrational currency. And fear, it takes a ton of to create. And for some reason, on a group conscious level, we've made a whole bunch of it to create with. So much. I mean, the worst thing that happens is what? What's the worst thing that happens if you say something wrong? Your world turns upside down.
You get rejected. You have all those things that you fear coming up. Those all that's the worst thing that happens. The world's not going to end. You're not going to die, hopefully. But you might have some internal sadness and sorrow, and things are going to come up. But you can work through it. You know how to, and navigate it next time, or understand that it's okay. It probably had nothing to do with you.
And we've had a ton of successes. We've had things that people might define as failures. We just don't define them as failures, right? If we say something wrong, we learn from it and go, well, we learned from it. There's still 8 billion other people that we're connecting to in this world, and there's endless opportunities. Last night I happened to be out here and I went to a baseball game, and you see all these people coming from all these different backgrounds, and they're all there at the baseball game for all these different things. And you start to hear them like they're quiet at first, and then the social lubricant kicks in, right? But not everybody is drinking. Just some of them are drinking, but the few that are drinking start to get very loud, and they start to communicate, and they don't have a line that says don't do something. It's gone. And what does it do to the other people who haven't been drinking? They join the line. They go, hey, they're doing it. That means I can let that side of myself out too, right? So, and there's all these different sections of the stadium. It's really, really funny. And those sections are defined by not just by price, but by the energies of people, right? There's this section that's got this group of people who are a certain way, and even the ones who don't have anything to make it like so that they break through that fear, they're using alcohol to break through the fear. The other people aren't using alcohol. The other people are using alcohol to create an environment that makes them feel safe. And so what you get is you get 50,000 people that is a subsection, all these other different groups of people that start to feel free from the thing. And what's going on isn't, it's not about the game. The game, half the people there don't even know the game. Okay, two-thirds, no idea. You could be like, hey, what happens here? And they're like, I have no idea. But you're like, you got a jersey on. What's going on? They're not there for the game. What they love is they're breaking a line. And things like sports and music and all these things that make us feel connected. We get into these large groups, they're breaking the line. They're letting us say, hey, we could connect in this moment. And when we realize that we're doing it to ourselves and we're waiting for someone else to give us a way to connect or be free, and we start to give it to ourselves, we start to really open up doors of prosperity and truth. Because prosperity is its own definition to each of us, as is truth. So when we learn those moments and we kind of move forward, the best way to be done from fear is to ask yourself exactly, what's it serving you? Right? It's the same thing. Raina and I will clear a fear, we'll work on a fear, we'll go through a fear, and then we'll step out into a moment where we know we might find another one. Something else comes up, right? Or we might have found one that was sitting there for 40 years. There are still times when we find stuff that's been sitting there for 40 years and we know how to do this stuff. In that moment, you get a decision. You can be frustrated. You can be overwhelmed. You can say, okay, this is the worst thing. How is this still stopping me? Or you can ask, how does it fit? What am I getting?
Mm-hmm.
How does this become a positive for me? How do I interact with the world around me? And you start to flip. All of it's about flipping that energetic mindset. It's about taking the billions of pieces of information that happen every second and flipping it around and saying, instead of this information being happening and then I react, let's take this information and make it so I can create. And if you've ever watched Raina like walk in a room, she's really, really good at that. She has this like ingrained ability. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but she'll like walk into a room and she will just set everything aside and
Thanks.
walk. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Just walk.
She just walks. I ask her what's in her brain all the time. I'm like, what is going on in your brain when you walk in the room like that? And she's like,
People. Love. Energy. I don't think about the past. I don't think about the future. I'm in the moment. The moment. Thinking, how can I help the people in front of me right now? Right now. I know me.
So how about anything else you'd like to add, love?
No, that's great. Want some downloads?
Yeah, you first?
No, you first.
Me
You were
first?
gonna say it. I just
All
beat you to it.
right. Can we download that you guys are able to know how to connect to yourself in every moment, knowing how to move with your intuition in a harmony and understanding to the world around you, knowing how to create being yourself.
And that you can trust your intuition, recognize when it's your intuition, when it's fear, when it's habit, and that you can feel that you can step outside yourself and join with that love and energy and kindness that you have within your heart, but always recognizing the center is within you. If you like that, say yes, nod your head, put your thumb up, whatever. Thanks for having us today. That was wonderful. We appreciate you and all the people that have found the words that from us on two different screens. Thank you, interpreters. You guys are so awesome. That is not easy.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Josh and Raina. I know you're in different places, so it's amazing to have you both here at the same time. Thank you everyone for being here. We're just going to take a picture. So if everyone can give us a big smile, turn on your cameras. We'd love to see your faces. Also wanted to share that there's an intuitive anatomy instructors class that will be coming up on September 22 until October 10th. So this is something that will be both live streamed and in person. So definitely check out the Theta Healing Institute website and to sign up there. Thank you all for joining us today, and we'll see you next month, last Wednesday of the month. Thank you, Josh and Reina. Thank you, Hui. Thank you, Kemi, and the whole team, Maisha.